Okay, welcome to my stronghold. This is an area, it's a huge map. I don't know how to describe it. It's probably from top to bottom a kilometer long and 3/4 that wide. There are only certain areas that you can get on, but if you'll look kind of closely, I'm off the map. Yep, there's a secret way that you can get there, and I'm not going to tell you everything about it here because I don't want them to turn this off, for they've turned off a couple of them or just changed to where the borders and things go. But where I got in was down here in a place, and I've already gone up and around over here and then came back and over here. And I found this real cool thing that goes on in this one spot, too. And I also found a place over here that you can fall off and it'll take you up under the mountain, and then you're actually under everything and you're at the lowest level. And I didn't walk out totally that way, for I went said, okay, well that goes to this, and let me go here. But I believe that you would walk out and you'd be at the level that the water of the river is at, and if you ran into that, it would kill you like the river, and then you would, could come back too. But I just killed myself, and it ended up putting me back out into the map, and then I had to do my thing to get back into here again, which is not just finding a place, by the way, but it's finding a place and then doing something. And so it's a little different. Well, and this is my new outfit that y'all have seen. Now, we just went through a deal where we were talking about hell and everything like that. And so I thought this was kind of appropriate when we get a chance to get this in the last event that came. I've got my hair tied back in braids and stuff in a Celtic type way and strewn back so you can see one of the other things when you get the headwear, which a lot of times is a helmet or so on. In this version, I get little horns. Yeah, he's a little horny devil. And then you got the wings and everything from this. And you can do a lot of things with D&D type stuff, and these arm wraps that are on him. Well, they can put this name on this guy, or what you can do is you can make a big orc guy that's the king of the orcs, and you have to fight all these guys. Then you get to the king of the orc and fight him, and when you beat him, you get a chance to get his arms. Whenever you do, it adds to your strength. So you now are doing different damage. There's one famous one in Dungeons and Dragons is a thing called Gauntlets of Ogre Power. And so it has to be said like that too. It couldn't be ogre's gauntlets, it has to be that gauntlets of ogre power. It's a bag of holding. It's so it has that old worldish type feel to it. And you can see this cowling that I'm wearing, and it's made of leather, but it's been done over with red ochre. And some people would say it could be cinnabar too, but people in the old days realized cinnabar had mercury in it, and that's where they were collecting all of that massive amounts of mercury that you hear about sometimes, by the way, ding. And but mercury can be real bad for you, real bad. But then again, it has incredibly cool uses too. So it's one of those yin yang elements in itself. And no, this video is not about mercury at all, but Mercury is Hermes, and he's the messenger, right? You hear it go, ah, in the background, because I can pray. So that's what it looks like whenever I pray. And I'm praying to this sky. And you look at this sky, it looks pretty real. But what this is in the place, the stronghold, is the distant sky. And if I look down here through these conifer pine trees, we can find one of the lumber mills and the housing that's right down there that I'm looking at. But out here is the stronghold. In fact, in the little map in the corner down there, you can see where if I look around, that beacon of blue aims where I'm going. And if I look at the map here, now I'm looking across, and the stronghold is right there, so I'm kind of looking across it. And at the back of the stronghold, if I was looking at the front of it, it'd look a little different. And it's an old abandoned castle that we get at a 0 level and build all up and everything. I think that's pretty cool. So, what could I talk about? Well, all kinds of things, but my new clothes that I'm wearing, I've still got the pants on with the spiked legs. I like the whole outfit, really. So I'm just doing this for a temporary time because we're in hell. And we talked about hell recently and how hell isn't even really in the Bible. And everybody tries to put it in there, but it's a different situation with there. But people say, well, that's the same. And I go, well, that's what I'm trying to show you with very much a lot of these videos, is how much this pagan, not real thing is the thing that you consider real nowadays, and even the names that you call things come from other people for these ancient Celtic type people that they would think of calling them nowadays were these ones that had this girl named Hel who had died on an ancient trip to come over here. And you don't think it's attached to other people, but then who are the Hellenes? And their goddess Helen, and so on. And so there were waves of things that happened in that, and I try to expose it over time and show you things and see how much minutia that I've got developed in my brain that I can spit out about things and make connections. Because quite often we're making a connection and talking about something, and then lo and behold, what am I doing? Well, I end up making another connection. I'm like, okay, so you see this puzzle piece, and then none of that, and that goes with this, but right there, that puzzle piece, see those little yellow flowers? They only come from one place. Yeah, and they even have a name for them, and da da da, and I'll go off into a thing and make a connection. But then also I'll go, well, so that must connect to this, and it doesn't look like it, but you can reach over there and snap it into place. And yes, it does. Oh, and now you see something in the picture that you never did before. And if you've ever done an extensive puzzle that has all kinds of minutia bullshit all over it, it can be quite extensive. I remember doing one that was like a Christmas tree type thing and all the little ornaments and everything onto it. But you looked at the picture and you saw, well, this is the ornament with the red stripes on it. And you found out where that was, and it was kind of here, kind of there. And you can cheat off pictures. Imagine trying to do a puzzle when there's not a picture to look at in the first place. And what actually happens is, as you're discovering the things that become puzzle pieces, you eventually one day put it all together and you can see what it is. And it wasn't, that complete for me right off the bat, but I saw through the whole thing, and I got glimpses, as I say sometimes, and I was like, what? And that made me look into each of those glimpses and things, and that led me down a tree branch to fell off in a rabbit hole. And when I came back out, I was in a totally different place, people. But like some kind of kid having fun, I went back up and climbed up the tree and jumped off and jumped in another rabbit hole, and thought it was some kind of silly little game to figure out the thing that no one else had figured out. And it may have had something to do with my brother, just to be honest with you, because he became the deacon of his church and everything like that, and I felt like I knew something he didn't know. And I studied cultures around it and started knowing something. But nowadays, even trying to talk to him about it and stuff, because he's still prominent in his church, I feel like I'm just tearing apart his religion and stuff if I try to explain to him that it's bigger than what it was, and it means more than what it was. And even some of the passages in the Bible reflect and show that exact same thing. And who are these 12 tribes and 10 tribes, and who is this, and Dan, and what's that got to do with everything? And sometimes, there are people that just don't want to hear it. And I don't want to argue with my brother. He's coming into town here in the next week or two. And I can't help it, but I'm going to try again, I'm guessing, yeah. So there's this cool place over here, and I have no idea why. But by the way, I came from way over there, off the map, and went over farther, and then came all the way back over here. And I said, there's no way I could get up this one part. And I finally got up like a motocross rider and got up into here and was looking there and got up over to here, but I couldn't get all the way up to the top there. And I figured I had to go all the way back and start over again, because you can't make the jump back that you make the jump down that gets you over to here, if you follow me. And so I just decided to carry it on and see where we're at. And I ran over here, and then it was a hard notch to get up onto that piece off of that one, but I got to it, and then back over here, and it's real smooth other than a couple of little cliche spots. And a lot of times you want to get on your mount, which I find that the broom here, the witch's broom, helps out a whole lot. Ta-da! He does this little cleaning up event. So let me back this out to where I usually keep it at. And I know that makes him a lot smaller on your picture here, but so this is called parkouring that they do in the game, and I do this every once in a while, and not often. Sometimes I found about 10 places. Oh, it might be 12 by now, Dean, but I found places in the game. Actually, if I think of the two that are gone now, that would probably be it. I've showed one recently in a video where during a certain event, it'll throw you up at this one place, and there is that one point that you go over here, and fall down, and you end up walking under the main town. And you'd have to find some other way to get to that point, and you can do it on a great weapon firework because they can do this thing called Mighty Leap, and you can aim where you're going to land, and so you can jump to a place you couldn't have jumped before using Mighty Leap. But most of these places, in fact, where I am now, this is a hunter ranger, so he's got that, but you can get here with anybody. For all I'm using is mount and so on. I didn't have to use the scooch technique or anything like that to do it. So let's just look at some more of this here. For I wonder if I can get all the way over there and how much of that we can find, and if I can get behind. So what I try to do is come get up behind things and go, oh, I see where they are. And you can see bad guys and everything that you can't see from here that are over around that bend. But yeah, so I did from there to there. I can get back up. Let's see. Let's fall all the way down to here. And by the way, you can see how far I'm off the map. I mean, way over here. You see me right there, and the map is ended here. So I'm in basically the hills that surround it. And what's amazing is they have made places. Well, I found a place also. Let me see if the pointer works good here. I found a place about right there. It's a big lobe and a land, and it looks like they were going to develop it, but they never did. And it might be something else. It might be something that they utilize when it eventually becomes, 25. We go up the next level on the stronghold, which is supposed to have happened. Now here it just ends, and if you look at it, it falls off, and there are rock surfaces and everything on this. So they've made it, and it's just the basic pseudo area with a little bit of stuff. But in that other area, it has a certain place, a rock placed in a certain area and stuff, and it's like you couldn't even see that if you had to from out there. So they must have been doing or thinking about using this area at one time and just left it at that. It might go back, but I don't even know if that programmer's even still doing his crap, because most of this parkour crap seems to have been one of the programmers had it in there, and on the side he would help hook it up and make sure that you could make it from here to here, at least if you did the right thing. There's probably no way I can get up that. Oh yeah. So here we go to the tallest mountain of the... Whoa. Oh, you saw how it cut off. Whoa. So see how we can see into the mountain? And even though it's just a thin shell, out on this part it's hard. Hard as metal. So let's see what I can get. You can't get up there. Right here. You'll find a niche usually, and whoa! You do not want to fall off the end of that, or our conversation's over and I get to make a free trip to the fire way the hell down there. So that's pretty cool. Now I look like I'm flying and I'm up in the middle of nowhere. Ta-da! Yeah, I'm just wasting my time. They've got the event on where you have to fight the bell creature and stuff like that, but they're only like 25%, so I thought I'd come here and do this, and something drove me to think about making a video about it and talking about some of the things. So let's talk about it. You see I'm wearing these demon wings, what they always call, or devil wings, right? And I don't want to go all the way down there. Let's see if there's no connector. So I've got to go into basically the back door of this area, right up close to the guys, and then try to go back up there. So we're going to do that. Stop, Parker Frazee. Oh, and we're in the back of the Fey Canopy area, and there a bird just flew by. And there's something. What is that? If I get to a certain point, you'll actually just blend through and go back onto the map. But it's usually always a place you couldn't get up and just walk, of course, normally. That's just a weird rock. So the Fey Canopy has this weird effect going on it, and it's all pinky, hazy, smoky looking. but I'm in the rocks above the Fey canopy. And there it is down there. So let's go around here. And now we're out of the edge of the Fey canopy area into the next one. Wow. Now I wonder if that's a way up through back here and you could get up here, because it looks like you could. And then if you could, you're just parkouring and wouldn't have to do the trick anymore. Did you see that bird just fly into that rock? He went over my shoulder and just flew into the rock. It's like his trajectory was set for it. Okay, so I see what we got, hills and stuff like that. And now we're going to the back of the stronghold area. Again, look, I'm off the edge of the map, but looking back at it this way. If I come over here, I'm still going pseudo a little north. You can call it west-northwest on a compass. And so, aha, here's some place that we could never get up before. But you know where the Castellet is and the waterfall that's down through there. And you can see that little ancient ruins that are down in there. And apparently it's got a block right here. I'm trying to hit it and it won't let me go over it. But you could probably fall down right there. Yeah, there's no way up there. And I'm blocked here too. So from coming to the bottom, you can see some bad guys though. They're just right there waiting for anything to happen. So is this the extent of my being able to go to the Grim Forest? Well, no. Here's an area behind this. Let's come and get an overlook while we do this. First time I've seen this, first time for you too, I'm sure. So let's just take a look here. So this is just background mountains that are the secondary mountains that are way back in the back. Like you see the artist, you know, and stuff. Wow, look at this whole back area that's right there. You saw how that was blocked off at that. So this whole area could be used for something, and it apparently isn't. And how far off the map am I? I'm way the hell over here. So we've gone around this side here. Where am I at? 17 minutes. Not bad. People that know me know I have a long-term chat. So you can tell the way this is built, and it seems like it was made for it to do it. And of course, when the game was originally conceived, there was supposed to have been this on the side. Friends can park her or whatever. There used to be guys that would give stuff away in the game, and they would get up to places like this, and they would put out a screenshot picture, and they'd go, find me, blah, 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 and you'll get a free legendary mount or something like this, and see if you can get up there and do, you know. Or they just give away enchantments and stuff. First person to find me, and they just try to hide somewhere, but sometimes they'd go to a place like this. So you can look over there, and that's the back side of that. And I don't believe this is any area that we can get into. In fact, does it have a blocker here? Usually if you want to check for a blocker, you throw out... Here, let me see if I can do it. Really? Let me throw out my vendor. Yeah, and see how she just fell to her death? She's like, ah... So there is no blocker, and I can fall. And now I pray and say, thank you, Jesus. Oh, so let's talk about something real quick and throw this in there for, you know, food for thought while I'm zooming around here. So there's got to be good and bad and yin and yang and evil and stuff. So people don't think of it sometimes, but of course there's these angels, and I've talked much about how that's winged birds and how the people used to be buried up on daises, old Proto-European lands, and it's the thing that they had done way back into Cro-Magnon times and stuff. And there are cave drawings of such things where they would let birds peck away at it like vultures and so on, and then carry them up to the sky. And these same people ended up becoming Göbekli Tepe and stuff later, and also the Egyptians, and they even kept that iconography going on, and they had that bird of death, and it's the vulture and things. And we realize whenever something dies, there begins a swirl of vultures over it and things. It just keys to you. You can make those ideals and stuff, but there were people that maybe had the vulture wings, and then there was another people that were all about eagles, and that was something that was a little bit different. For a vulture was heralding death, and an eagle was in a way bringing forth life. But in a strange way, an eagle at one time, in my videos you'll see this, was a swan. Yeah, and it all had to do with ducks and geese and stuff. And then there was this thing about geese and swans. In fact, one of the oldest flutes they found, that dating way back, that they found just last year, is I forget its date, 16,000 BC, flute, which is made out of a swan bone, out of their arm bones here. And but this is a bat, see, and bats are evil. So you have bats are evil, and the bird thing is good, and so there's your angels and your devil type thing. And people say, well, no, God's just one thing, and all these other people had this whole pantheon. No, this has a whole pantheon and a reverse pantheon. For every little angel and every little saint, there's an ended up counterpart that's a reverse, that's all kinds of demons and devils and the arch, diocese of hell that they've got, and you probably aren't even aware of this idea. And the Catholics, and they have this all going on and stuff. I made a video about golems recently, well, in this game, and applying the second boss in the area that you are fighting the vampires and witches at in Barovia, with the lady who's she has the tarot cards and she reads your future. She's a gypsy, and all this stuff happens, and you're trapped inside of a mist area around the place. And if you try to go out and all this stuff attacks you, you're basically trapped in the town till you fix the problem. Anyhow, in the second boss they have there's just this big statue, and it becomes something like the Black Knight. And looks like I can go here, and the ridge, little things like that. Whoa, that sucks. See if I can walk it. Okay, I can walk it. Can I walk up? No, but maybe I can go up the cleft here. Okay, it's not letting me jump. Yeah, it's got that stuck thing. Oh, now I'm going to forget where I was at exactly when I was talking. There we go. I got over the hump. He like a witch. Come on. Make it over it and up. Now I got to do it again. Okay, you've got to be veering hard left and not really in the notch, but a little left of the notch, trying to keep on that grip, or you don't make it there. There's little places where that happens. Wow. So imagine this field and giant place here. Look at where I'm at. The map ends here. I'm way the hell up there, overlooking this giant field that's for nothing, but it's here, it's on the map, it's got its whole thing for it. Isn't that wicked? That's why I like doing this stuff. Can I get up on this? Just one level higher even. You start to get to the highest points, and you can see where you might be able to go from. But a lot of times you have to go down to a lowest point to even make it across. There's no way to make it any other way. So on, etc. Whoa, motocross riding in the Alps, and I don't know what's over the next berm. That's dangerous, huh? Lucky it's a game. Hey, but there used to be a people that are known for trying to see what's over the next hill and find out about it. But they made a bunch of stories up, but really it's all based in truth somewhat about the things you might run into. Some of them are far-fetched and taken from different mythologies and different aspects. Finding a dinosaur's head and making up different things. Finding an elephant's head and saying that this is a toothed orc-looking giant that only had one eye in the middle of its head. Different things like that. But, wow, I can't get over how huge that is. Look, it goes all the way over there, and it's that big. You don't understand how that big that is till you get down here. This is it's a giant, so it's covering the whole top crest of the mountain, of the map, and it's an area that I can't get to. But I don't know if you can even see it in this little bitty picture here, but you can see the sparkle line that runs down through here. That's leading me to the next possible quest, and it does come out of this area. So if I go that area, it'll take me out, but it's guaranteed going to make me fall off someplace. But it's saying my closest destiny is that. I can't get there around there, and I probably can't climb that in any way. And it's looking like if I get across there, that I'll have a hard time even going to that place over there, much less trying to make that rock and get up. But I might be able to go around. If not, I can go down. But if I go down, those two don't connect anymore, and I'll never make it back up here. So if I go down, I'm stuck from there. But hey, I'm at 25 minutes, and that's probably a lot, huh? Snap-o. Well, let's blow the battle horn. The horn of Hammerville. Get my speed going up. Oh my God, can I ride it? No. What can I do over here about getting back up? Okay, that was the end of the mountains, and they just start going back. And if I go all the way down here, then like a motocross rider running up the dirt lines here, oh wow, there's a blocker. Did I fall in? Oh, I may have fallen in. If you fall in, you won't be able to get back up. Nope. If it did, I'm over it again. Huh. So there's a stopper from getting there down this trail. And I'm about as far as I'm going to go to check that. Tune in next week for more fanciful tales from the dark side. And tales about things that you never knew because they've always been outside the box. Some of them are way the hell outside the box. Look at this formation that's showing up on the ground that's right there and all that crap. Again, I'm way the hell up here. I'm about to get off of the map. Only half of the stronghold's even showing anymore. Look at this. I wonder how much farther it goes. It actually deads there. That might give you an idea of the extent of it. So it goes over here, but the mountains end. But how far does this go? Yeah, it goes all the way across. But that's as high as it goes, apparently. So that the way that I'm facing, I have to come across, and you may not be able to get up there. I will find out. Maybe I'll let you know. Anyhow, like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy, and we'll try to get on. Trying to do 3 things at once, I can't really get deeply into it like I should. I don't know how long I'll wear this new suit, but it's pretty cool, and we're currently doing this hell thing and fighting them. There's some people are wearing them, some people are already taking them off. I like my favorite outfit, but it's kind of more of a Halloween outfit with the pumpkin head, my original one if you've seen it. But we're coming on to Halloween, and I always put it on early, get that season going. It's one of my favorite holidays. We used to make the biggest haunted houses here, and all the kids in the area knew about it. Like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy. We'll get on to another one. Peace.